Super Bowl hopefuls. The Eagles, they've given up a lot on the ground lately. 2 weeks ago against the Texans, Dameon Pierce averaged 5 yards a carry and had a season-high 139 rushing yards against this Eagles defense last week. Then Monday night, as Philadelphia fell from the ranks of the unbeaten, Brian Robinson had a season-high with 86 rushing yards, and that bruising touchdown run gave Washington a lead that it would never give back. Now Philly gets to take on Jonathan Taylor and the Colts this Sunday. And if there's one thing we all know about the new coach of the Colts, Jeff Saturday, he wants to run the football, and he's got the guy to do it. So the Eagles have gone out and gotten themselves some reinforcements. They've signed Ndamukong Suh and Linval Joseph this week. They're bringing those guys in for a reason, because since Jordan Davis, their rookie, got hurt, they've not been able to stop anybody. They go from a top 5 rushing defense with Davis on the field to a bottom 5 unit when he's not. So with them getting set to play the Colts this weekend, RC, the topic fatal flaw, that's the term that was used to describe their run defense. Is that something that could get the Eagles knocked? It's Super Bowl or bust when you start this well. Could that flaw get them knocked out somewhere along the way?
Yeah, absolutely. I think when you look at some of the teams that are in the NFC, whether it be Minnesota, or whether it be the San Francisco 49ers or the Dallas Cowboys, these are all teams that can run the football extremely well. I mean, we start to see Ezekiel Elliott get off late in that game against the Philadelphia Eagles in primetime early on this season. And when you go back to the Washington Commanders on Monday night, it was Brian Robinson. They're able to convert 3rd and 1s. It was the tough running on the goal line, also keeping the football away from this very explosive Philadelphia Eagles offense. And so if you are the Eagles, you think to yourself, how can I be beat? How can I be attacked? And the way that you can be is by the running game. And so if you're smart and you're Howie Roseman, who has built a hell of a roster, you make sure you shore that up.
And again, they're going up against our buddy Jeff Saturday. We joke all the time here about how much he wanted to run the ball. So put the picks up on the screen, because we've got some surprising support for the Fighting Saturdays as they get to take on the Eagles. We'll see the picks there. But yesterday, you gave me your bold prediction, Inco. You said you believe the Colts win this game, and Sacho was riding with you. Why?
Yeah, well, Indy can beat Philly if Taylor can trailer the load and hope to not implode, as Saturday anxiously and majestically tries to defy the old play caller, Bill Collar.
Okay.
Whoa! I have no idea what that means. No. I'm done.
So here's the thing.
I tried to write that down. It didn't work out.
Look what I've started here. You don't make me regret doing this. Why do the Colts win this game?
I regret it already.
The running game.
Not because of that.
The running game.
I'm looking at you like you're crazy, because I think everything in the world seems to line up for the Eagles here. The Colts off emotion, the terrible Raiders. Well, how can they win this?
Everything except the Eagles' fatal flaw, which is their run game. I get it. Ndamukong Suh is now on the team. He also hasn't played all season long. So it's one thing to be in shape, running and lifting, nothing to be in football shape. Yeah. Number 2, Linval Joseph, they just signed him. This defense hasn't been able to stop the run. And so, yes, down the line, Suh will be a great fit. But for now, he may not be ready, number 1. Number 2, the Colts ran for over 200 yards last week. That's their largest output all season long. And that's who they are going to be. They will run the rock. They will pass it short. They will keep the ball out of Matt Ryan's hands as far as when it comes to getting sacked. They will run the rock, and the Eagles right now cannot stop it.
Pryor, Eagles.
I'm going with the Eagles. I've been calling them the Philadelphia Monstars, because here's the thing. The Monstars in a best of 7 would have beaten Michael Jordan and the Looney Tunes squad, and that's why I think that the Eagles are going to continue to win.
Wow. Best of 7? They would have beat the...
I think so. They're the Monstars for a reason. Special stuff runs out. I think when they add guys like Suh, like Joseph, secret stuff can only go so far.
We're going to have to debate that a little later in the show. Yeah, super quick, Nico.
I claim no bars.
Okay.
But Jonathan Taylor, I feel like he can maybe set them apart, and hopefully that running game can give him a little edge here.
Okay.
And Saturday.
Next time we'll lead with that.
Come on, RC, give me some love back here.
We've lost RC on the whole Monstars thing. Nobody loves anything like he loves Space Jam. In the meantime, Sunday is the 40th anniversary of one of the most famous plays in the history of American sports. It's known as The Play. You know it as The Band is on the Field. Stanford and Cal. Cal returning the kick return after 5 laterals to win the game and taking out one very unfortunate trombone player at the very end. So I asked everyone here on the 40th anniversary of The Play, what is the best play in any game you ever saw? Let's go through them. Pryor, what did you pick?
I wouldn't be aggressive grad of UNC and a basketball school if I didn't say the end of the 2016 national championship game. Marcus Page makes an incredible double clutch shot with 4.7 seconds left. Villanova inbounds. And, I mean, Chris Jenkins just crushed my soul in my game story all at once. Best thing I've ever seen.
Jim Nance told me it's the best finish he ever called. Sacho, your favorite play?
Hey, it was Marshawn Lynch doing this to everybody, Tracy Porter included. This is when he really became, in my opinion, Marshawn Lynch, the dude that you feared. I got a chance to play against him. He was doing this against us as well. This run, and he did stuff like this all year, his career long. Dominant.
Ninko, how about you?
Greeny, against your Jets. This play right here in 2010, Randy Moss, one-handed 50-yard bomb. The ball doesn't move. The ball doesn't move.
Yeah.
One-handed, Moss.
RC, how about you?
You know what I love when I get to pick the actual best play? It's James Harrison 100-yard return in the Super Bowl. This was a team thing, but this is an absolute great individual effort. Early on that week, Coach LeBeau, who never screamed at us because we weren't transitioning to offense on turnovers at practice. At this play we did. The only player that didn't get a block was Troy Polamalu, but he's in the Hall of Fame, so we forgive him.
That was with 0 seconds left on the clock at the end of the half for a 100-yard touchdown in the Super Bowl. As
Vikings, a lot of people talking about the Cowboys. Big NFC matchup in Week 11. Both teams coming at this from opposite ends of the spectrum. Last week, Minnesota rallied to upset the Bills in Buffalo. Dallas blowing a 2-touchdown lead to get knocked off by the Packers. Cowboys, they've struggled to stop the run. They face Dalvin Cook, who's averaging 5 yards per carry. And this season, the Cowboys defense, the second highest pressure rate in the NFL behind the Packers. That could be a problem for Vikings quarterback Kirk Cousins, who has struggled under pressure this season, ranking 25th in QBR and 30th in completion percentage. For more on the Cowboys, Ed Werder is here.
Criticism of Dak Prescott follows nearly every Cowboys defeat, especially one in which he throws 2 interceptions and consistently fails on 3rd and 4th down. It comes with the star on the helmet, not to mention the $40 million salary. But in their loss to Green Bay, it seemed Prescott was undermined more by his own defense than the Packers. For the first time in franchise history, the Cowboys lost despite entering the 4th quarter with a 14-point lead.
You know, we have so much respect for Dak, but also, you know, we have to be able to, you know, go out there and protect Dak. Like, you know, last week, you know, Dak gave us a 14-point lead, you know, but at the end of the day, you know, it's complimentary football, and we didn't do our part, and we hold ourselves to a higher standard, so we're going to correct it and learn from it.
The Packers, we learned, we grew. This Vikings week, I mean, it won't happen again, though. I mean, if my dad go out there and give me that lead again, I promise I ain't going to do that. We ain't going to do that again.
I'm my biggest critic, honestly, so if there's a ball on the ground, I'm going to feel like I need to get better. Simple as that.
With the Vikings having just 1 loss this season and the Cowboys coming off one, Prescott said they're fully aware of the postseason implications this game carries. In terms of personal challenges, the Vikings are the first opponent Prescott starts against this season with a winning record.
And thank you. Saying in the NFC East, the 8-1 Eagles reaching an agreement today with defensive tackle Ndamukong Suh, 1-year deal. This following the addition of defensive tackle Linval Joseph yesterday. Phillies D has struggled against the run without Jordan Davis, who's on the IR and out at least 2 more games. Last season, Suh had 6 sacks for the Buccaneers. Let's bring in, once again, our senior NFL insider, Adam Schefter. Shefty, what's behind this decision by Eagles GM Howie Roseman to bring in Suh this week?
Well, Kevin, he recognized that this run defense needed help, and this had been going on for a little while. The talks with Suh have been going on, I'm told, for multiple weeks and culminated in the agreement today. And if you look at the Eagles' schedule, there's your hint as to why they needed help on run defense. They play this upcoming week Jonathan Taylor and the Colts. Next week, it's Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon of the Packers. The week after, it's Derrick Henry of the Titans. And the week after, Saquon Barkley of the Giants. So if this run defense that faltered on Monday night against Washington doesn't step up and improve, then it's going to be a challenging second half of the season. Howie Roseman, the Eagles front office, they recognize that. They added Linval Joseph on Wednesday. They added Ndamukong Suh on Thursday, and they believe that will make this run defense better in the second half of the season.
It's a team that's coming off watching Washington carry the ball 49 times and possess the ball 41 minutes in that Monday night loss, their first of the season. Shefty, thank you so much. Elle?
Thank you.
The Giants on the Eagles' upcoming schedule. They look to keep pace with the Eagles in the NFC East. Facing the Lions this week, New York rode Saquon Barkley's 152 rushing yards to a win over the Texans. Detroit's gone from the league basement to wins over Green Bay and Chicago. Giants defensive coordinator Wink Martindale weighing in today on his stopper, Kayvon Thibodeau.
I always say we're going to open up a can of whoop ass. Well, he's the can opener. You know, like you have a guy running free to the quarterback, okay, playing a single high safety. Well, he has to do the right pattern to get that guy free, and that's what pleases me about the guy himself. I just think the kid's playing great, and it's just like takeaways or anything else. The sacks will come.
Oh, man. Long gone are the days where the NFC East was the joke of the league.
Say it again.
Our analytics is actually giving the division a strong chance to
Say it again,
three
Elle.
teams to the postseason. Eagles, Cowboys near locks, right? Even the Commanders
Say
have
what
a
you chest.
32% chance. And well, this is a projection, Kevin. So I'll say it with my chest when it happens and comes to fruition.
No, you won't.
I won't. You're right.